Okay, so I want us to create our plot mountain for Julius Caesar. So this is a blank one that I just drew on printer paper. In the corner, we're just gonna write the title of the play. And then we're gonna get started with Act 1. So Act 1 is gonna be our exposition. And with Act 1, we have our characters, our setting, and our conflict. That's all in the exposition, and that's what we're gonna fill out right now. So I'm just gonna put the main characters because Julius Caesar has a lot of characters. So I'm gonna put Brutus, Caesar, Antony, and Cassius. And you can put a little description about them if you want, but we don't really have a lot of room on this one, so I'm gonna skip that part for now. I'm gonna go right over to the setting. So the setting is Rome, and it's about 44 BC. That's an approximate time. And then I'm gonna jump up here to our conflict. So the conflict is that Caesar is about to take over this area and become dictator, and a lot of people want to keep Rome a republic. So it's all about politics. So I think we can all relate to that right now. So I'm gonna write Caesar taking over as dictator. All right, so Caesar taking over as dictator, many people want to keep the republic, and so that is a problem. So I'm just gonna write politics. This whole thing has to do with politics. Okay, so then we're gonna move on to Act 2. So this is all Act 1. We get our conflict, we get our characters, we get our setting. That's Act 1. Then we have our rising action, which is Act 2. So for Act 2, we have, we see that there is some conspirators, and they plot against Caesar. They want to see him dead. They don't want to see him as dictator. And then they try to convince Brutus to join them, because they think if Brutus joins in their conspiracy, then it gives it legitimacy and they're no longer looked at as the bad guys, but they're doing this on behalf of Rome. So they convince Brutus to join in the plot against Caesar. In plot against Caesar. And then we're gonna continue reading before we add any more events, but our climax is going to be Act 3. Our falling action is Act 4. And then our resolution here at the bottom is Act 5. And you can add what you need to here as we continue to read. So as you can see, this is the entire 5 acts of the play. And some of you have been filling this out for each act, and you don't need to do that. We're gonna be looking at this as one whole thing. So the 5 acts of the play, the exposition is Act 1, then the rising action is Act 2, climax is gonna be somewhere in Act 3, our falling action is Act 4, and our resolution is Act 5, and that is what you need to be working on. So you can go ahead and fix what you have, get started on this, and let me know if you have any questions.